All right, well, Cheryl and I are back. We are staying for a few days at the Escapees Ranch in Lakewood, New Mexico. And we're going to drive through here. I want you to see one of the unique things about this park is they really have amazing casitas, all different kinds of casitas. So let me turn the camera around. Well, I'll leave it at wide angle, I guess. I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to show you.
That is huge.
Look at that. And that's Cheryl over there, so we're pretty close to each other. But, you know, why am I making a big deal out of that? Because I've visited multiple escapees parks, and most of them have really severe restrictions on the type of casita you can do. And I'm sure there are restrictions, but they're much more lenient here. I mean, look at this one. What color is that? Kind of the trim?
It's kind of peach color.
Peach color?
Yeah.
But look at that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and look at that one. Look how decorated this one is.
Yeah, yeah.
People kind of, you know, give it their own flavor.
And
oh, that's a nice one. That's got a nice screening. Oh, those got screening porches on them.
screening porches, yeah. Oh, that's sweet. So I bet the crime rate here is pretty low. I don't think there are many e-bikes stolen because we're in the middle of a ranch. We're in the middle of nowhere. And anyone that doesn't belong here is noticed pretty quickly because their members are walking around all over the place all the time. And I would be afraid for anyone that decided to come in here to start stealing stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think they would get very far.
I don't think they would either.
Because we really are pretty remote. And it's Lakewood, right? Lakewood.
Yeah, Lakewood.
And there is Brantley Lake is near here, so there is a lake.
And it's the town of Artesia, which is really a nice town.
Well, town of Artesia's down the road.
Yeah, down the road. Yeah.
And Carlsbad is equidistant going the other way. We're going to go to Carlsbad today.
Well, that'll be a blast from my past.
So you know about Carlsbad. I've never been to Carlsbad. We're not going to the caverns.
Well, you forget. I spent 7 years out here. I lived out here for 7 years in South Texas. I spent a lot of time in New Mexico. Fishing and camping,
so
snowmobiling.
I assume you've been to Brantley Lake?
I don't think I've been to Brantley Lake. No.
It's the lake that's right here.
Yeah, no, I've not, because I've not been here before. I've been to Carlsbad and
so
Roswell.
What do we have up here? Lakewood Community Chapel welcomes you. There's not. I drove down here this morning, and there's a little tiny post office. It's a trailer, literally.
Is
trailer.
it?
Yeah. And there's a little tiny chapel.
So
not much else.
So Lakewood really is not a municipal.
I don't know. It might be a village. There are lots of these places in New Mexico called villages. Like Eagle Nest is a village.
Clovercroft is a
village. But it doesn't have an Artesia address. It's Lakewood.
Yeah. But there's no postal delivery. So how can that be?
What do you mean, how can it be? There's no postal delivery in Quartzsite.
Yeah, that's true.
In Quartzsite.
Oh, there's not in the.
Bigger.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, there's not.
Quartzsite's
Is there?
much bigger.
Yeah, there's not. I didn't think about that. Yeah, everybody that lives there has to have a. Well, of course, there's not the population.
You can do general delivery.
Yeah.
But if you're a member, if you're one of the leaseholders, you get it for free. The post office box.
Well, that's better than Quartzsite. It's expensive in Quartzsite. For my little bitty tiny box, it was like $45 for 3 months.
So here's 283, and if we go this intersection coming up, if we go right, that goes into Artesia. Left, we go into Carlsbad. So there's not much to see out here, so I'm going to turn this off until we get into Carlsbad. So I apologize. I was late hitting the record button. This is Carlsbad, and we were just remarketing. What did we see? There was a big Ford dealership. There was
big medical center.
A big medical center with an emergency room. A Lowe's.
Yep.
There's Walgreens up here. Harbor Freight.
Oh, that's my store. Sporting goods. Yeah, this is a pretty good sized town. All the fast food places, Arby's, Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried.
And there is a Walmart here. I just don't know. We might not pass it. I don't know exactly where it is.
Starbucks.
It's good size, Goodwill. A Denny's. I'm a big Denny's fan.
Oh, I love Denny's. You want to go there?
Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah.
I want to get through the middle of town here, and we'll come back.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, because Denny's, you can get breakfast any time of day. Oh man, there's a nice
Ross
big
Dress for Less.
Yeah.
There was a Big Lots back there. The McAllister's Deli that you said is so good.
Yes. Gee whiz, it's so fun to be in a town where there's real things. Not that I don't love the Coyote Market, but after 8 months of it, you get tired of it. I feel like I'm back in the real world. Dog wash?
My Daddy's Barbecue.
Right next to the car wash, there's a dog wash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pet care center must be veterinary.
Yeah.
Well, this is not what I pictured at all for Carlsbad.
Oh, really?
I guess I had no reason to think anything. So when you have no reason to think anything, you'll create fiction.
Yeah, in your mind, yeah. Now, of course, this is home to the Carlsbad National Park.
Right.
So
how far out of town is it?
I don't remember, Rob. It's not. I know I've seen it the signs to get to it as you're coming in, but I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
So there's a GMC dealer, a Jeep dealer.
It's a pretty good sized town. I know that.
I see a CVS down there. I was saying when you were talking about your truck, I remember trying to decide between this truck and a V8, and I chose this one, and I chose wisely.
I think you did choose very wisely. This was not available when I bought my truck.
So
the Eco.
When I say chose wisely, I really mean chose lucky.
Well, no, you did make a good decision. It came out the year after I bought mine, so it wasn't available. Barbecue.
CVS. Albertsons.
Oh, nice grocery store.
Gas is $3.03.9. Wasn't it a lot cheaper in Artesia?
It was. It was $2 something, I think. $2.85 or something like that. $2.79. Wow, that place is got quite the array of yard art. I watched your video, and that beautiful statue of that roadrunner that was way up on the
Yeah.
hill, you did catch it in your video.
Yeah,
so-
one of the commenters said they rewound it.
Yeah,
I saw it.
yeah. There's pretty much everything you could want here.
So this is the old downtown, I assume, we're coming up.
That's kind of what it looks like. Yellow Bricks Restaurant.
You don't remember much from here, huh?
No, it was many years ago that I was here. I mean, I've been a heck of a lot of places since I was here.
Well, this looks like pretty classic downtown
Yeah.
architecture.
Yeah, it does. Looks like it's got cool shops there where I like towns where they still park parallel, you know.
Mm-hmm. There's a little park there on the left.
Yeah, little city park. Yeah, I'm sure this town has changed immensely since I was here.
Yeah, this is a nice, pretty typical center of town for
Yeah.
uh,
There's the city hall.
a town in the west.
Old city hall. The Lucky Bull Grill. Huh.
The Trinity Hotel. It looks like
Oh,
a
wow.
classical place.
1892. Oh, that's cool.
And we finally got the Golden Arches, but look at that sign. It's like half destroyed.
Yeah.
I wonder if high winds or something did
Yeah,
that.
they have some pretty high winds here. I read that also in the directions. It says don't leave your awning out. Go away and leave your awning out because they have these like microburst windstorms.
Look at this. This is
Oh, the caverns.
Yell's Foodie Hub.
The caverns are only 28 miles.
Oh,
To
okay.
answer your question,
There was a sign there, right?
yes.
All right. I think we'll turn around up here because I'm seeing repeats.
Mhm.
Fast food repeats.
More Taco Bell. Oh, there's a laundromat. If you don't want to have to wait.
Why would you?
At the park, if you don't want to have
Do
to.
you have to wait?
You have to sign up for a certain specific time in order to use. I do. Maybe owners don't. I don't know.
Mm,
I have to sign up on a sign-up sheet and pick an hour. You get an hour.
obviously,
To do
you read all the rules.
I'm just telling you what I read. I didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be labeled a troublemaker. Don't let her come back here.
AutoZone, Sonic.
That's my
Burger
favorite.
King.
I love Sonic. I'm a Sonicaholic. Love their burgers and the onion rings. Oh, a good old Dunkin' Donut and a Baskin and Robbins ice cream back there. I'd say if you can't find it in this little town, you probably don't need it.
Right, I would say so.
Oh, there's a car wash too, Rob. They look
There's
busy.
a bunch of car washes here.
They look busy. Good. I got to bring my truck up here and get it washed before I get back on the road. Wash the desert dirt off of it. Oh, I can come up and get a haircut. There's a Great Clips. I'll be doing that before I leave. Get my ears lowered. Well, I don't know if it's open. It doesn't look open, right? It is.
Wow. Don't want to be pulling out right now.
No. Those things are big enough to push us a ways. That was a very nice Walmart in Artesia.
Yeah, it was. There's one here. I just don't know exactly where it is. It's obviously not on this main drag. But boy, this is a lot of traffic all of a sudden.
Yeah, so he opened the barn doors. If someone was nice, they would stop and let you out.
Now we'll find the Denny's.
Yeah, let's get some food. I'm hungry. I just ate a little tiny one of those frozen dinners last night, so my tummy's on empty.
Did you? There's a train. There. Did you hear a train last night?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I didn't see any train tracks, but I sure heard that whistle blow like once.
I heard it twice last night. Once early this morning. I love the sound of a train. It never bothers me. Some people complain about trains, by RV resorts and stuff, but I love the sound of a train.
I was in a Harvest Host once on Route 66, and it was like a bar gift shop, and they had me parking behind it, and it ended up being like 10 feet from a railroad track, and the trains were shaking me.
I'm sure.
And I had to leave. I couldn't. It was almost frightening. It was that close.
Whoa.
So I went to an RV park in the middle of the night.
Well, I owned a 5-acre farm in Tennessee, and the railroad tracks ran along the back of my property. And I used to be able to feel the vibration from the trains when they would come through, but it never bothered me. Some people didn't like it, but that was one of the things I was looking to buy the farm. They said, well, there's a railroad track that runs along the backside of your property. And I said, oh, okay. I don't care.
Did I ever tell you about my Florida house?
I think you did.
Yeah.
I can't remember you saying something.
I owned a house of new construction home, and it was right next to railroad tracks, which of course the salesperson, you'll hardly notice it.
Yeah.
And when I moved in, I discovered it was 1 train per hour.
Oh.
And by law, there's a little sign that has a W on it. They have to blow the whistle.
Oh.
At that, so that was right by my house, 24 hours a day.
Oh, I bet you got sick of that.
I couldn't sleep through a night.
Oh, that's not.
And
that's not
I actually described that in detail on my disclosure when I sold the house. And I got asking price within a week.
Well, guess it didn't bother some
I
folks.
guess somebody didn't bother. I was pretty direct about it.
Trinity Hotel. That's very cool. From the 1800s.
Yeah.
That's what it said.
Old City Hall.
Yeah, but it's a restaurant, I think now.
Yeah.
It's a Lucky Bull Grill. I'd like to go back to Roswell someday. I want to. There's stuff.
It's not far from here.
It's about 76 miles. That sign said. That's what made me think about it. It's been many, many years since I was in that part of the country, but I'd like to go to that the
museum in town?
Yeah, the museum, the UFO or alien, whatever the heck it is. I'd like to go see that. Since I have electricity, I can use my Instapot. I'll make us some more of that spaghetti one night for dinner that you liked. if you're interested.
Well, this is probably a little boring for everybody going back over this same road. So I'm going to cut it off now. Hey, so we went to Denny's, had a mix up on the order and all kinds of stuff. And now we're at Walmart. Actually, Cheryl's in Walmart. I'm waiting out here. She needed to buy a inexpensive, lightweight camp chair. Shouldn't be too hard to find in Walmart. Then we're going to head back, and I'm going to turn the camera back on as we drive. We're going to drive through Brantley State Park on the lake there on the way back, just so you and I and Cheryl can see what it looks like. She mentioned she was here in the 70s when she was in the military, and she spent a lot of time wandering around this area. I said, well, did you go to the lake? And she goes, Rob, I don't remember a lake. And I said, well, let's look it up. And she looked it up, and the lake was created by a dam in the 80s. So there was no lake there. Now there is. Pretty interesting stuff. So we'll see you when we get to the state park. Well, we got in a bit of a time crunch, and we couldn't go to Brantley Lake today. But another day this week, I'll take you there, and we'll check it out together. I hope you enjoyed the video today with myself and Pupcamper58. Remember to subscribe to her channel, Pupcamper58. My buddy Cheryl. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.